Before I get started with the content, I'm putting this special request up front of my videos for the next couple ones. My beautiful blushing bride of 37 years and my best friend is facing a serious illness. Serious but manageable. I was handling it as a loving husband should, up until last week, that is, because the day after I posted video 114, I was fired, which is a story in and of itself, and I will not bore you with it. I am still handling everything as best I can. I was able to use my work truck to get my bride to her appointments, and getting fired means zero transportation for both of us. Not to mention no health care, and my income will be a lot less than my expenses for this foreseeable future. So, with hat in hand and with humble heart, I am asking for help. I have an account at Buy Me a Coffee. The link is below. $3, $5, whatever. For my wife, not for me. Because every dollar counts right now. If you send something, I will add you to my prayer list and thank you in my videos. If you can't spare any cash right now, I understand. Let me know who you are and I will pray for you. If you believe, I ask that you pray for her. You can send emails of support and prayer requests to the email for this channel. Thank you. All right, let's get on with the content. Live fire time at the range is expensive in time, cash, and ammo. Dry fire training can be expensive as well if you buy all the toys. Let's talk about how to do dry fire on the cheap. Let's talk about that. Here's your armed citizen meme of the week. Screen cap it, crop it, and send it to everyone you know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Before I get started with the content, I want you to know this is 100% human, 0% AI. I write my own scripts and I record my own videos. And while I got your attention, I'm going to ask what everyone else does. I'm going to ask that you like my video. I'm going to ask that you subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And if you're feeling real generous, I have a Buy Me a Coffee link. Toss a few coins my way so I can stay stocked in ammo. Let's get on with the content. Before we begin, let me say cash won't buy ability. There is no reasonable correlation between the amount of dry fire tools you buy and the improvement of your skill level. That is, if you don't use them and let them collecting dust sitting in a drawer. The only measurable correlation with skill improvement is the amount of time you spent training properly. We will talk about what tools can make the training easier and more enjoyable. However, I leave which tools up to you. I also hold no pretenses. I know my opinion, and $8.25 will get you a cup of hot, caffeinated, and flavored liquid. So just because I say something is good, bad, or indifferent, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. The links I have in the notes below are not affiliate links. I don't get a kickback, nor do I have a promo code for you. I mention them because they are what I use. I can't make any higher endorsement than that. When you consistently and correctly engage in dry fire, you can train yourself to do every fundamental skill you need to succeed except recoil management. And frankly, trying to internalize your fundamental skills while simultaneously working on your recoil management can ingrain a lot of bad habits into those fundamental skills. Those fundamental skills are, if you didn't watch my prior video on skills and drills, are draw and present, developing your index, trigger press, reloading, and transitioning between targets. You can do all of these in dry fire exercises. And if you didn't know it already, professional shooters like the Jerry, his daughter Lena Mikulik, JJ Rakaza, Rob Ipafima, and all of the rest out there press their triggers in dry fire about 10 times for every live round they fire. So I'm not suggesting you do anything the great shooters don't already do. Dry fire is the best and least expensive option for most of your training time. 10 minutes in the morning before your kids wake up, you can get a dozen reps of your skill for the day in your pajamas. Another 10 minutes in your garage before heading out to work, and another 10 minutes in the evening after you've put the kids to bed and right before snuggle time with the spouse. And if 10 minutes is too much, go for 5, because any time is better than no time. I don't know about you, but I personally am spending between $175 and $200 a month at the range. That's just targets, ammo, and my range membership. So I get unlimited range time 7 days a week. If you want to be a stickler on every little cost, don't forget the time and resources you expend going to and from the range, loading and unloading the vehicle, plus what it takes for post-range cleanup, range bag restocking, and so on as well. For the sake of argument, let's give ourselves a budget of 2 months of range and ammo costs. We'll use my numbers and put a top limit of spending at $400. That's also about 20 boxes of 9mm. So you can save up for this almost painlessly just by shooting one less box at the range and folding that Jackson for the replacement box into your pocket instead of handing it over. $400 is also the price of a good quality budget firearm, pistol, or rifle. In fact, my last 2 firearm purchases, my Radical Firearms RF-15 and my Thesis 1911A1, were each $400. The good news is 90% of your dry fire equipment will likely outlive you. You buy it once, and except for minor consumables, it will last for years. So let's talk about the bargain basement, zero cash. All you really need is your weapon of choice, properly cleared, triple checked, 2 empty magazines, your smartphone with a free part-timer app to give a start beep and a stop beep, and a light switch or 2 3x5 cards you can filch from your child's school supplies, the junk drawer in the kitchen, or the office supplies closet at work. A 3x5 card is half the size of a USPSA torso A-zone. So if you are 11 feet from the cards, it's like you're shooting at a silhouette at 3 yards or 21 feet. Step into your hallway and 15 feet becomes 10 yards. With just that right there, You stick the cards to a wall, step back 15 feet, and you can draw and a real trigger press, 1 to 2 transitions back and forth with pseudo trigger pulls and a reload like you're shooting silhouettes at 10 yards. The entire drill can be done in under 15 seconds. If you have room to maneuver, throw some movement left and right to add some motion and aspect change into the mix as well, even if it's just a single step. And the number one objective for all this is you're looking for your front sight not moving when you press the trigger. If you want actual targets, Mantis X offers their Laser Academy targets for free. Print these out on 8.5 by 11 cardstock, tape them to the wall, and have at it. They are pre-sized for 1/3 scale, so being 3 feet away from this target means you're 3 yards away if it were a full-sized target. The bad news is this only takes you so far in your training because you really only get 1 trigger press per drill. This is 1,000% better than no practice at all. However, let's see what a little bit of cash can do you. Now we're going to start spending some money. And to be clear, no individual tool for Dryfire is the be-all, end-all of Dryfire. There will always be some trade-off or something. The first is the Tap Rack Training Aid, or TRT for short. You load this into your magazine like a round, and it suppresses the magazine follower so you can rack the slide with the magazine inserted, while not letting the weapon go into slide lock. You can get a 3-pack at the Earl below for under $10. My next suggestion is a very simple setup by Laser Strike Systems. This will provide direct and instant feedback when you hit the target. For $90, you get 2 of these targets, 1 stand, and a pink Rhino chamber laser of your choice. The targets come with a hang tag, and the backs are magnetic. You also get skill rings to make the target area smaller if you can't place them further away from you. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the content so far. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, please let me know by hitting that like button. When you do that, it helps get this content to others and inspires me to keep producing content. While we're clicking on things, hit that subscribe button to help grow this channel and turn on notifications so you know when one of my new videos shows up. I appreciate all comments, so please tell me if you think I'm spot on or way off. If you really like this video, hit share and post it on your social media. Okay, back to me. These targets passively capture, not reflect the laser beam. Please don't use driveway reflectors. Those could reflect the full laser beam back into your eye and cause permanent damage. If you put one of these targets about 9 to 10 feet away from you, this 2.5-inch target becomes the same scale size as an IDPA silhouette A-zone at 10 yards. Put the TRT with this, and you can pull the trigger, see the laser hit, drop your magazine, reload, rack the slide, transition to the second target, pull the trigger, and record the second hit. The nice thing about the Laser Strike is it is totally passive. No batteries, no Wi-Fi, no apps. There are other flashy shoot'ems out there. However, all they do is provide a beep and maybe fall down when you hit it, if you hit it. This does just as well without batteries. The next tool I suggest and personally use is a Dryfire mag. This basic one runs about $100 depending upon for what model firearm you have. This resets the trigger every time. It doesn't do anything else. The trigger pull poundage is adjustable by a combination of an adjustment screw and by using different springs. You can buy a spring set for $11 to adjust the trigger pull poundage anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. Right now, my Glock Dryfire mag is set for about 9 pounds, so it feels like I'm doing a double action trigger press on my CZP-07. The upside of this tool is you get your actual trigger pull all day long in your actual weapon. It takes just a couple of seconds to get the magazine in or out. You go to slide lock, insert the magazine fully, drop the slide. The trigger pull is double hard the first time because you're pulling against both the pistol mechanism and the Dryfire mag, but after that, you're off to the races. The downside of this is you have no laser and you cannot perform magazine changes. The iDryfire website has a laser option that goes along with the Dryfire magazine for $180. It looks just like the pink Rhino laser I just mentioned. However, this flashes its laser on the vibration of the trigger pull instead of the firing pin hitting the back of the laser. I do not have this. I know nothing about it other than what I just told you. I do not plan on getting it. I am mentioning it only as an option. You will need a Dryfire mag to make it work, and you still can't practice changing magazines. I like the Dryfire mag by itself as it's simple and specialized practice. However, I don't recommend the Dryfire mag and the laser. You'll see why here in a minute. My favorite Dryfire tool up until now has been the SIRT, or Shot Indicating Resetting Trigger by Next Level Training. This gives me a laser when I pull the trigger, and if you know what you're doing and have the courage to take this apart and start turning screws, you can adjust the trigger poundage. The SIRT also handles magazine changes. This has been my go-to training aid on my Dryfire range for years now. That being said, I'm not going to talk about it more than that. The reason for that is because a couple of months ago, Mantis came out with the Titan X. I just got this one a couple of weeks ago. It does everything the SIRT does except having an adjustable trigger pull. The Titan X's main feature is that it has a Mantis X10 system integral to it. This means it analyzes and diagnoses your trigger press and holster draw. To buy the Mantis X10 for your live fire weapon is $170 by itself. The Titan X is running at $200, which is $40 less expensive than the base model SIRT. The downside is it's not your firearm exactly unless you have a Glock 17, 19, or 45. Mantis is planning on coming out with additional models in the future. The Mantis X10 and the app that reads the data from the X10 is very strict on how it grades you.
Because I am hard, you will not like me. but the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
However, if you successfully complete one of their courses that's in the app, they send you for free one of these pull patches. Now, if you're going to be shooting lasers at a target and want more than a laser strike to score your hits, you want this next product. I have tried just about every target management system that's out there. I liked the laser system best, however, they went out of business. The second place winner for me is the Mantis Laser Academy. This application will give you drills that can challenge anybody. It records your times and scores. Plus, it has tutorials on how to get started. I suggest the tutorials, no matter your skill level. You also get a society of other dry fire shooters where you can share notes and challenge each other. On the downside, this app has a couple of irritating pitfalls. We can only use their targets. That being said, I have found workarounds when training with unapproved targets for drills. Either I can modify the Mantis targets for my scoring use, or I just hang a regular Mantis target next to the unapproved target I am training with and come to my tablet and actually look at the hits on the tablet when I'm done. Honestly, I did not set out to do this, but the Titan X and Mantis Laser Academy purchased together runs $350, which is under our theoretical budget limit. One caveat here is you will need one smartphone or tablet to run the Laser Academy and watch the targets, plus a second device to read the data from the X10. If you want to do dry fire training with your AR, Mantis has the Blackbeard, which replaces your BCG and does the laser flash and resets your trigger. I use this almost every day, practicing up drills and transitions at a minimum. The Blackbeard runs around $220 and, in my opinion, is well worth it. For a bit more, you can get the Blackbeard X, which also has an X10 in the battery magazine. What I have already discussed is only the bottom end. There are tools and entire setups that run well over our budget and into the thousands of dollars. Don't worry about them, at least until you hit the Powerball or something. This video is about the inexpensive training tools most people can afford. If you can drop the cash for a new pistol, you can get any of the tools I've talked about here. In conclusion, effective dry fire training is critical to improving your skill set. It can be done with just your empty carry weapon, 2 empty magazines, and a couple of 3x5 cards. The training aids you can buy will not by themselves improve your scores. However, they can make it easier to perform your skills and drills and capture your skill performance. The best upside is they help make the sessions easier and more enjoyable, so you look forward to your training sessions with anticipation rather than dread. And don't forget about that kinesthetic reload practice method I've talked about before, practicing reloads when you're alone. Stay safe, stay bullet free, tell your family you love them every chance you get. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. If you made it this far, thank you. If you like this content, please hit the like button to show your support. Help me get the word out by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to turn notifications on so you know when I post new content. If you think this content would help your friends, the share button helps you get it out to your social media. Comments mean a lot to me, good or bad. Please leave one. All right, go forth and have a most excellent day.